and Jack from HelloWoofy. Thank you so much for joining in. If you don't have any idea in terms of how to log into this call so that you can actually participate and ask questions and be awesome, well, all you have to do is go into your HelloWoofy account, go to the bottom left where it says news and updates from the HelloWoofy team, and then just click on the Zoom link and you'll be in this call in seconds, depending on your internet connection, I suppose, maybe a couple of seconds. Jennifer is here. Thank you so much for joining in. We're going to talk about a few things and then open it up for Q&A. But guys, so the reason why we do these calls every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern is because we want to make sure that you have a way in on the new stuff that we're working on, can ask questions, you can talk to the founding team, the management team directly. So we do appreciate your time and thank you for participating. Again, if you're looking for how to join this call, if you're looking at this live call on your Facebook channel or a LinkedIn or whatnot, just go to the bottom right, and there every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, you can see the client or group networking call right there. But before we go into some new stuff that we have released this week, Jack, how are you doing? How's your week going?
I'm doing all right, Arjun. We've had a bunch of new customers come in from our special promotions. So thank you for those. Yeah, I think over the last 2.5 weeks, we have over 350 new customers, Arjun. So we're breaking some records over here. So welcome to
epic.
everyone. Yeah, I know, right? A lot of people are really understanding the platform, which is great. And we've come up with some new updates. We had an update go out yesterday that had a lot of different changes, and more to come as we continue to grow HelloWoofy. So
thanks part to you and your efforts and the rest of the team and the engineering team behind the scenes, and thank you. Definitely very grateful. And also you guys on the customer side, thank you for joining and thank you for participating. If you guys have any questions or any concerns, even feedback, we are actively looking. In fact, we're starving for feedback right now. We're working on some new designs. They're all based on new Morphic designs. You may see Microsoft Designer came out with new Morphic Designer based design tool to compete with Canva. New Morphic is definitely taking off. So we're seeing a lot of cool things happening there. Welcome, Gene. Good to see you again this week. Welcome. So let's talk about a couple of the new updates that came out literally 24 hours ago. We have a lot of new things that have been updated, have been improved, and as always, please do give us feedback. So this is directly from the engineering team. GMB offers is now available. So when you schedule a post, you can not only do GMB posts. If you don't know what GMB is, it's Google My Business or Google Business Profiles, as it's also known as. You can now do offers directly in that one single modal. Instagram video durations have increased for Reels to 90 seconds. So if you have another 30 seconds worth of awesomeness you want to share, you can do that now. And that is obviously not just the feed component, but the Reels component. And Reels are obviously very important for your business. Make sure your Reels are 16 by 9. They're vertical, because if they're not, they don't get
9 by 16.
No,
9 by 16.
Flip it around, 9 by 16, yeah. I tend to watch my Reels sideways anyways. I'm just kidding. Support for Google Sheets is not Google Sheets. Microsoft Sheets. Microsoft Excel is available now for importing posts. Not only can you use CSV, but you can also use XLSV. TikTok posts now allow multiple images, and those get converted into GIF from the mobile app itself. So if you're looking to share an album, a short album, a couple images, you can do that automatically and not have to worry about uploading it individually. It'll do it automatically. And you can add info icon to the library post. You can see what's happening. Library list view has changed to include the icons on the left side for better, easier navigation. RSS fixes have been available now as well. I know a couple of you guys were having some issues with that, so we do apologize, but thanks for your patience. In Pinterest has been fixed. Validation for size of media is now available for up to 150 megabytes. Bug fixes here and there. Fixed bug link with MailChimp. So if anyone's been using MailChimp to send out newsletters, it's been fixed as well. I know you guys are waiting for YouTube. YouTube and I are having a lot of back and forth in terms of verification and making sure that we are fully kosher to get that released. YouTube has been finished for a while, but we're just working on getting the last few cherries on the cake, essentially, and then we'll be ready to launch it. Shopify blogs and story accounts have been enabled. Hot fixes here and there for Facebook new page experience. Facebook just changed the experience on us on a lot of the schedulers, and so we're now able to handle that as well. And a couple other techie stuff that won't mean anything to you, but means the world to Jack and I, because we know that it makes the platform even faster. All right, so before we continue on our agenda, let's introduce Jennifer and ask her, why is she so awesome? What is she working on, and how can we help? And then we'll ask Jean the same question as well. So let's go. Jennifer, can you unmute yourself and let us hear your voice? In 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're gonna, while she's trying to figure out that, we're going to move over to Jean because she is waiting very patiently. And I love the white shirt. I'm actually ironing one shirt right now. I'm going to a gala tonight. How are you, Jean? Why are you so awesome? What are you working on, and how can we help?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay, thanks. My virtual assistant is not on, and that's my right hand and my left hand. So I'll do the best I can. I am looking for a platform. I was on Mastermind. I've kind of let go of them, and now I'm looking Kajabi. I'm not sure who to go with. Do you have
for your courses?
Yeah, for my courses. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, is that the ask? Okay.
That's an ask. Yeah.
So Kajabi is probably the one that gets used the most out of the thousands of customers we have and members on our platform. Kajabi keeps coming up again and again. And we actually know that one of the co-founders, he exited the company. So if you or anyone who's listening in needs a strategic partner on the Kajabi side, he's working on another course creating platform now, specifically for coaches, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Kajabi is probably the most popular one. In fact, we're looking at integration points and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, some of the other ones may be a little bit less expensive, et cetera, et cetera. But for somebody like myself, I need lots of hand holding and that sort of thing. So let me see, what was the other one? Is ClickFunnels the same thing?
It's not quite. You could use a lot of these web builders and course builders, I guess, similarly, but the other one I was going to say is Thinkific. That might be something that resonates with a lot of people who use that.
I've seen that one out there too.
Yeah, Kajabi and Thinkific kind of go head on. They're probably the two biggest ones. ClickFunnels, on the other hand, they have a new version called the 2.0 version. I think that has more capabilities for running courses and having a more of a backend. But traditionally, ClickFunnels has been a web page builder for the purposes of funnels. Now they do have like membership and CMS and all that built in, but that's kind of like GoDaddy. Not to disrespect GoDaddy, but it's kind of like GoDaddy, a domain and hosting provider, all of a sudden becoming a web builder as well. They were known for domains and web hosting.
Well, I'll stay with the one that's that gets the most people through it, because when I go online, I'm looking for help on how do you build a course. Education people are coming up with some really, really interesting ideas on how to do that, and some ease of it, because they got thrown into it with COVID and didn't have resources. So it's kind of interesting to see what kind of new and exciting things that they have, because that's really what I'm trying to do, is to move away from the lethargy of PowerPoints and make them more alive.
I would definitely say all the courses that I've ever participated in, they've been very video based and then text below. Traditionally, when courses were launched, they were all very like page by page by page, and some videos and some graphics. But in today's day and world, we definitely want videos. In fact, we're designing, currently we have a really good sales funnel that is working really well for us, and we are in the process of launching another sales funnel. And the first thing you see on the demo is, the page is a demo video, because that's what people want. Is and in fact, Jack, you remember the some of the insights around the old video that we had versus the that we had to make the 5-minute video? You remember that? Remember some of those insights?
Yeah, I think in the
like
old video,
20-minute long.
Yeah, it was not only 20 minutes long, but I think in the back you had a sign that said "Get shit done" in the back of a sales demo. So it was pretty funny.
Get shit done with toilet paper.
But it is important though, because we've seen that now changing it to a more professional video definitely helps with those sales and the confidence of a customer when purchasing the product. So goes to show how even the smallest detail, a sign in the background, can make so much difference whenever shooting your videos. So you want to make sure that it's as professional as possible.
Yeah, adding on to that as well, one of the other things we realized when we were looking at redoing the demo video is that when you look at the attention, is that the attention span, or like how long a viewer would listen to the video. Let's say the video was, oh gosh, why is it red? Let's do white or gray. All right, so let's say this is the duration of the video, right? That's the y-axis, excuse me, the x-axis. I can clearly not do, oh, that's why people are coming in. That's why I lost control. The x-axis, if that's the time spent on the video, most people were like watching, and then just falling off at the 5-minute mark. And we were like, okay, looks like most of the attention span is 5 minutes long. And so what we did was we made that 21-minute video, it was like 20 minutes probably, into a 5-minute and change video, and we got usage. This was on Vimeo. We got the usage through the roof. I mean, people were staying on longer, dropping off less, and honestly, it was more concise. Because what we were doing was essentially we recorded a sales demo, which tends to be 20 to 25 minutes, and we just turned that into a full demo. But most people, if they're going to go through a sales demo, they want to do it with a live person in our case. And so they were willing to sit there for 21 minutes, but they're not going to sit there for a video.
Well, definitely my first click in will be I'll check and see how long is that. I look for that 2.5 minute one. And then if I'm going to look longer, that would be my second one. But the first one, I want to know, I just want to get an idea. So I'll look for two.
Well, we're here.
I checked.
We're here. I mean,
for the video,
Jack can help you out.
And excuse me, anyone you could recommend for the video?
Oh, that's a big question. Which part of that video? Are you talking about scripting it, editing it,
No, editing
graphics?
Taking it out of PowerPoint and doing it, making it a video.
Okay, so email us, either me or Jack, and we can send some video editing folks over your direction that are freelancers. But I would say more than that, maybe just schedule a half an hour, 15-minute call with one of us. My consulting fees are 100, and Jack, what's yours right now for the support?
Well, it's a $20 for 30-minute call, but that's really more about like account setup. So this is more of the consulting realm.
Yeah, if you want to do a consulting call with us, we're more than happy to jump on. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's like engineering. You don't want to go to an engineer and be like, hey, I've got this amazing idea. Go to an engineer and be like, hey, can you build it? And he or she is going to be like, where are the wireframes, right? We talked about this last week. You need that wireframe, this screen to this screen to, that screen to, like, if you click on this button, you go to that screen. So essentially what you need is, a structure. You remember in grade school where you had like, this is the intro paragraph, this is your thesis statement, this is your conclusion, word, like therefore or finally and hence, like you would use those things. So you want to write all that down, and then obviously the PowerPoint itself, and then come up with a structure, and then go to a video editor. Otherwise, the video editor is going to be the same way. It's going to be like, what? And then you're just going to rack up fees. Gotcha.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Get it organized.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're here to help. That's why we do those consulting calls. We're getting pulled in multiple directions now, whether it's funnels or strategic calls or equity crowdfunding, how to do any of those. All right, so Jen, can you hear us now? Can you unmute and tell us a little bit about yourself? Let me see if I can ask to unmute. There we go. All right, if not, we're gonna move over to the amazing Christy Leisinger? Is that how you say your name?
Yep, Christy Leisinger.
Hey.
Yep, that's true. I've got a bad cold, so I apologize. I sound kind of nasally. But I am new. Jack has helped me get a lot of things set up. Way to go, Jack.
Did you guys color coordinate? Did you guys color coordinate for this?
I don't think so, but it must be the kind of peach pink Friday.
Oh, you know what? This is hilarious. Gene and I look like we're wearing the same color, and you and Jack look like you're wearing the same. It's like crisscross.
Oh my gosh, we couldn't have planned this any better. Too funny.
Guys, show up on 1 p.m. Eastern time wearing pink.
Pink or white. Yeah.
go.
I'm in healthcare consulting. I do a lot of sales and marketing for startup medical device companies, startup digital platform companies, AI companies. I have a lot of big
Ooh.
things coming up here for the end of 2022 and 2023. So
Sure.
Jack has helped me set up my account initially. I got everything. So now actually I've got the dashboard up and I'm just kind of putting in my social media accounts and kind of trying to get up and running. So next week I can start my campaigns and start my content.
That's awesome. I was going to say you should probably talk to, depending on how big your projects are and what you're looking to get out of it. One of our board members, Lane Campbell, is all about everything you just talked about: healthcare, health tech, AI. He's, I'm just pulling up my
I
our
need to
webpage
visit
here.
with that gentleman.
Yes,
That would be
I just got off the phone with him. So his name is Lane Campbell. Look him
Okay.
up. He's currently running a real estate fund, and he just has his hands in everything.
Okay.
So definitely
that's
reach
perfect.
out to me. Reach out to me, Arjun at HelloWoofy.com, and happy to do an intro. Just give me
Oh, I
a
love it,
blurb.
Arjun. That would be awesome. Yeah, I can give you a little kind of a little small summary of who I am and what I am. And I'm heavily
Yeah.
linked on LinkedIn, heavily networked. A lot of C-suite folks, a lot of healthcare, payer markets, those kind of things, and really diving into the AI right now with a couple contracts.
Sweet, and he has a lot of government background as well. So, what are some of the challenging points that you're facing with your SMB? Besides the really bad cold, which I don't know if there was a good cold ever. I
I
guess
don't think
Canadians
there is
will
ever,
probably
and
say,
no,
the Canadians they call it a good cold because they mostly it's cold.
Everybody's sick when you go to the drugstore and the cold and flu section is empty. Then you know that everybody's got it. It's not just me. So my biggest challenge is I try to do too much all at once, and I don't focus. I need to, I need to learn how to hyper focus on my campaigns. Like one of my medical devices is the smart glasses. Remember when Google came out with those, like 7, 8, 9 years ago, and they kind of dived? Well, this gentleman's based out of Canada, and he actually has what's called TeleView, and they're called the smart glasses. And it's made for the surgeons, the traumas centers, teaching facilities. We've got 10 units of the glasses right now over in Ukraine. So that way the trauma surgeons can confer back with and get consultation back to experts or their peers to support them in what they're doing. And it just gives a real-time view of what that surgeon is looking at on the other end. So it's a very cool technology, and we're trying to spread the gospel. But I have a lot of international clients as well, Arjun, not just US based. And actually I got a contract next week potentially coming from Poland on cancer diagnosis and cancer. And it's all AI. So I need to help them share the gospel, as you would say, and get some traction. And that's why I signed up to have HelloWoofy help me do that from a small business perspective, because it's just me. I wear multiple hats. I take out the kitty litter, I make supper, and I'm working with CEOs and C-suite folks all at the same time.
Sure. So if I may, one thing I would suggest is turning all your passion. I mean, this is for anyone, whoever is passionate about their business, taking all the things that you take for granted. Like in my case, when I started the company years ago, I took everything for granted. That building a startup, who wants to know about how to build a startup? But having built 4, there's a lot to learn from someone who's made a lot of mistakes, right? And I learn from other people who made mistakes. So, like for example, this is one person I follow pretty actively. Her name is Shade Zara. She and her boyfriend turned fiance, now husband at the time, they were extremely passionate about psychology, or she was passionate about psychology and careers and whatnot. And if you see how she evolved, all of the things that she took for granted, she turned into like little hacks for career, little hacks for negotiating, little hacks for if you have a lot of self-doubt or self-talk, like everything is psychology and career driven. In your case, like you're probably taking a lot of things for granted, for yourself, because you're like, who cares about that? But all those things, especially for people that you're supporting in Ukraine, would be like gold mine in terms of like, oh, that's how you do that. That's great. I should go back to her and get more information. Same thing for you, Jean. That's how you can start. There's another woman. Her name is Kelly Roche. She actually has like a launch your course kind of course. And she talks about launches, right? And she talks about like you have to build up your momentum, you have to build up your community. When we started, we had like 10 people in our community and content masters. Today we have like over 6,000. So when we launch, when we promote, it reaches quite a few people. I would say the same thing with you. Like go out there, make those short, phone videos, just look at yourself and make those videos, and then have them like maybe edited, maybe not edited, just start posting.
Yeah. And I have a whole, under my Copperleaf Consulting Group platform, I have a whole nother silo, if you want to call it, for e-commerce, where I have 6 businesses just kind of sitting at the 10,000 foot view. So I'm going to initially
and don't be afraid to be controversial.
I know, kind of poke the pig kind of thing. I know, and I'm in sales, so I'm thick-skinned, and I know the haters that are out there for a lot of things, and you just have to rise above it and manage the ones that you can and address the ones that you can and ignore the rest. So,
Yep.
So that's kind of my plan.
Jack, did you want to say something?
No, I think Christy's doing great.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I thought you were leaning in. I was like, okay, you must be interested in saying something. Jen, can you hear us now? I feel like Jen's just tuning in. It's a fly on the wall today. That's okay. All right, so let's talk about a couple other things. And you guys can obviously chime in with other questions as well, if you need that. So Gene, as I was mentioning to you, we're obviously doing consulting calls, and we're happy to help you. If you need a human being to help you with some of the stuff. One of the other things that we're also, I just posted this earlier today, is we're helping build a funnel essentially. And this might be a few consulting calls, it might be a few sessions and whatnot, but we have done almost 900K in revenue to date in historic sales. And that's all been thanks to sales funnels. How we get people in. You guys came in through sales funnels, then we upsold you and whatnot. So this is a new funnel that we're building right now, and will be deployed pretty soon. The sister of this is doing really well. The sister version of this is doing really well. But if you need to figure out like how do you have a stack for value, how do you convey that value, and then obviously slash it to give you like one specific price, which is like just a no-brainer to use it. And then how do you like highlight your products or your services, how you highlight your features, and how do you do pricing and all that stuff. We're happy to help you out with that as well, because again, I've been taking this for granted for almost 3 years we've been in this version of the company, but we're happy to help you out with that as well. And then Gene, you talked about the video. I mean, that's the first thing that people will see, especially on mobile. We get a lot of mobile users clicking on that video. So that's something interesting. All you have to do is go to your dashboard in HelloWoofy. Here we go, Google Chrome. Go into your HelloWoofy dashboard. On the bottom left, just click on book one-to-one with me. Yeah, that's the same hat. And just it'll follow the instructions there. It's super easy. Chrissy, do you have something to say? Oh, okay, you're good. All right, so Jack, I think we're good to go. We covered the new stuff that we launched. We covered the sales and support call support that we have offered as well. Anything else we're missing?
Did you want to show some of the new UI? Or do you want to wait until?
Let's show a little bit of this.
Yeah.
You guys want to actually, let's ask the people. Do you guys want to see the new designs that are coming out soon?
We're getting thumbs up.
Getting thumbs up. All right, I'll show you. We're going to show you 2 screens. We're not going to show you the hundreds of screens, but we're going to show you 2 screens. All right, take a look at this. So we know that a lot of you guys were asking for a preview section. So right now, when you schedule posts, right? When you schedule posts, Jack, can you see app.hellowoofy in front of me?
Yep.
Cool. So when you schedule your posts, obviously your content goes in here. You choose your hashtags over here, URLs, images, and all that stuff, right? But when you choose your accounts that you want to post to, like Twitter and Facebook, and let's see, you want to do Instagram as well. That's our HelloWoofy account. To do a carousel. It's you don't have the ability to see a preview essentially. So what we're doing now with this version is we're starting with a 3-step process. First step, choose your accounts. Choose your category if you're running a campaign. Second step is obviously enter the text, enter URL. It'll use a lot of complex AI to figure out what copy to suggest to you, what images to suggest to you. And if you have a GMB stories, Google Stories on the bottom, you'll have a separate UI. The most important thing is as you're filling those in, and obviously we already know which platforms you want to schedule to, we'll start giving you validation check marks or error messages saying, hey, you got Instagram, you got to put an image there, a video there, something there, because it's obviously very image heavy. And same thing at Pinterest. So as you're done, it'll start giving you the ability to add those images directly in, and you'll be able to see the previews. So that's one thing that is probably one of the top things that people ask for is, can I see a preview before I actually publish it? And that's going to be coming out soon. Now, again, notice the UI is very different. It's called neumorphic. So it's a lot of, shadows and gradients and textures. This is an evolution from what, was known as flat design. And then flat design was an evolution from skeuomorphic. You guys remember the old iPhones that had like leather bound notebooks with paper, or if you double click on the home button, it lift it up and you can see fabric in the back. That was skeuomorphic. And so we're going to neumorphic. Any questions from anyone on the call? Or feedback on the designs? Yep.
Just a quick question, Arjun. When is that going to be available on our dashboard?
So we're hoping by the end of the year, 60 days or so.
Okay.
We've already finished the payment section. We're now almost done with the settings section. The app is very complex. Most people don't realize how much goes on the back end. So our goal is to get it by the end of the year.
Okay.
Latest is probably going to be the first 2 weeks of January.
Okay, so very, very soon. I mean, it's the holidays and everybody's busy anyway, so that'll be something fun to look forward to.
Yeah, no, definitely for us, for sure as well. We're working 24/7 for you guys, so holiday or no holiday.
Yep.
Rain or shine.
It keeps or snow. Don't forget snow.
Or snow. Yes. Crazy fact. I was I was at an event and there was, I think, the chief digital officer or some guy pretty high up in Uber. And this is how important data is and artificial intelligence is. And they basically said they can actually figure out, they don't have any of this data obviously available from weather.com, but they can actually tell based on like where the calls are coming for Uber pickups, they can actually figure out where the snow is being piled up. Because people the plows come in and they shove the snow in a certain area. Based on this data, for example, there's a lot of snow here and some snow here and some snow here. And so what they use, essentially, they said they would never use it for price hiking, but they do know, they have a really good probability of knowing where the snow is and, directing a driver to come here instead.
Crazy.
It's the power of data is so fascinating.
Yes, it is. It's very fascinating.
I mean, we ourselves are like, we're kind of figuring out the human genome of like how the language is formed, which words and hashtags and emojis tend to be used with one another. It's so beautiful to see how things work. So that's just a flavor of some data science there.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, guys. Well, if you want to join these calls again next week, 1 p.m. Eastern time, go to your dashboard, click on the networking call, and you can join. And then, of course, in the middle, in between, send us those support tickets, or if you want to reach out to me directly for introductions, arjun@hellowoofy.com. And then if you want to reach out to Jack, what's your email?
Jack.foley@hellowoofy.com.
All right.
Yep.
And there you have it. All right, guys. Virtual hugs from New York City.
Thank you. Thank you so much from South Dakota. Thank you.